OCDetailing, and I'm here today to talk about a very special car in my shop. We have been working on Teslas for a really long time. We work on Porsches, Benzes, all kinds of fun, nice cars, but Teslas seem to be a very common occurrence around here. We've worked on about 1,700 S's, roughly 800 X's, and now we have our second Model 3 in the shop. And I want to do an in-depth review and just kind of give you guys some of my first thoughts and opinions on this car. This one is multi-coat red. It's a cool color, I really like it. You know, it's got the base pearl coat and then the clear coat, which gives it a pearlescence effect out in the sun. Gets some like little sparkles to it. So now let me go over some of the finer points of the car. The first thing that caught my attention was the wheels. These are the Aero wheels. Since the last time we talked, I discovered that even though they're not that attractive, it's just 10% range increase. This wheel cover makes up 10% of the range on the car. I don't know what kind of feat of engineering that was for a hubcap to make up 10% of the range on the car, but kind of interesting, something to consider. The rest of the car, it is very similar to a Model X or a Model S as far as like the placement of the autopilot cameras. You have them on the side, you have them in the pillars, and you have sensors in the back. These are going to be all your AP features that allow the car to drive itself. I'm fairly convinced that this car was meant to drive people around by itself. I can't prove that yet, but one of these days I think I'll be proven right, but I don't know yet. The next thing I want to touch on is how you get in and out of it. So on a Model X, you have flush door handles. On a Model 3, you have flush door handles. On a Model S, you have flush door handles. The only difference is on the Model S, the door handles pop out. On a Model 3, you do this. And then you grab the handle and pull. Still an electronic actuator on this door, which is actually kind of surprising. I thought it would be more mechanical because this being the first affordable Tesla, I thought they'd save some costs on that, but it's actually still an electronic door, so you get a nice popping sound that you can hear when you push it in. As far as the rest of the car goes, the design, it's really good. It's simple, it looks great. I think the front end of the car has a very Porsche-like feel to me. It reminds me of kind of a baby Panamera. The back of the car, it just looks like it's meant to hold people. It's so roomy. Like, I mean, you see how tall this is. And this car actually feels like it sits higher. There's a Model S right next to it. And I believe this car is a little bit taller, but I don't know what the suspension settings is on that one. Next thing, you get to the back, you notice not nearly as busy as the back of a Model S, which I really like because it's got one Tesla emblem. There's no signification of a Model 3 or what model it is. No big chrome applique. I'm not a fan of that stuff anyway, so that works out great on this car because I really like the clean look. If it was up to me, I'd take this off too. And now I want to show you the trunk. So this is a different car than the S and the X because both of those cars are hatchbacks. This one is not. This actually has a trunk, but you don't lose any space with it. You can see how high the back deck is up here. So you get a lot of room back here where you could actually, you could fit pretty much anything in there. 4 sets of golf clubs, a dead body, or 3. And then you even get some extra space right here since obviously it's a Tesla and you don't need a gas tank. Now I want to talk about the inside of the car. So we'll wander over, and in case you didn't know, this is what you use to actually unlock this car if it wasn't unlocked already. This little card. You can actually sync your phone with the car, which is how most people will be doing this, but in the meanwhile, you have to use one of these. You place it right here, and it engages the lock. And it's weird, it doesn't work from anywhere else. You actually have to put it right there. So I actually been moving this car around. The seat was adjusted to where I would sit comfortably in the front seat. So I'm just going to show you how much room there is back here. you know, looking up back here, it's really cool that you've got this ginormous panoramic window. Like, it reminds me of looking at the front window of a Model S. I think Elon has a thing for looking at the stars because he makes all his cars where you have a very open view inside of them. It makes it feel bigger in here. Also gives you something cheesy to talk about if you ever needed to when you're like riding back here with somebody or the car's driving itself around. As for the rest of it, I mean, you've got an actuator button up here. You got a power window button. The back doors do not have a mechanical release, so if the car battery ever dies, I mean, you could crawl out through the front, which would work, I guess. Going to the front of the car, you get in, and it's just simple. There's nothing here, except for this big, huge vent and this massive screen. That's pretty much all you see when you look at this. The big vent is part of the AC system. The screen, this actually controls everything inside the car, short of the windows. In the front, you do have a manual door release, which is pretty helpful because it's an electric car, so if the battery goes dead, you probably would want a way to get out of it without the power button. That works as well. The center console, it's in gloss black. You know, I just don't like it. I actually hate this. I can't stand this gloss piano black trim here, and you can see why. Touch it, fingerprints, it's already got some scratches on it. It doesn't take much to make this look bad, but again, we figured out a solution for this, and I'll go into that more with you guys later. As for the rest of it, you have some rolling knobs on your steering wheel, you have your gear selector, and windshield wiper buttons over here, and that's about it. As far as starting the car goes, you just tap your key right here, and then you push the brake, and now the car's on. Selecting, you know, forward, drive, reverse, all that stuff's pretty standard. And again, from the front, you do have this really great view. Like, I mean, it's seriously an open car. Like, there's only, you know, if I were to go watch a meteor shower, this would be the car I'd want to take because the view is just outstanding in here. You can see everything. That's my initial thoughts of a Model 3. This being the second one here, it's actually growing on me more and more. Some of the other things I noticed I'll go over in some future videos, so please subscribe to my channel. And just as things to come, the customer actually is going to let me do something really cool to this car. I'm just going to show you this as a hint. Thanks for looking. I'm Joe from OCDetailing. Have a great day.